Hey guys, it's Bear here. Today I'm going to go over what I think is going to be Phase 4 BiS. There has been a spreadsheet that's been rolling around as far as who's going to be the highest single target DPS in Phase 4 for ICC. And currently, at the top, we are Feral Druids. So as you can see on the screen, there is my Phase 4 BiS list that I'm currently working on. There are still some tweaks that I could make, but as far as I can tell, this is probably going to be the best one, especially for Horde side. For Ally side, you'll probably just swap out some of the hit gems that I have in here for just more DPS. But let's start off. So what you can see on the screen is that we are wearing 4-piece tier 10. That includes the helmet, the shoulders, the chest, and the legs. Currently, that is the best way of doing the setup. I have tried different ways as far as swapping out the chest and the gloves. So chest, you would be wearing the hit chest from Gunship, and the gloves you would just swap out to the tier gloves. That can be a good way of doing it, but for as far as highest DPS possible, this would be the setup. So let's get into it. So for helmet, still using the same helmet chance, same meta gem. We have armor pen in the helmet. The neck is going to be Cindergrosso's Cruel Claw with armor pen for the socket. And then next we're going to go with Sanctified Lasher Reeves shoulder pads. So with these shoulder pads, I currently have in there an armor pen. That's just how I put it. I put my gems depending on like what I feel is going to be the easiest way not to replace them. So that's always a good option. You can throw it here. You can probably throw it in your cloak if you ended up getting the cloak from TOGC. But moving on to that item, is we've got the Sylvanas' Cunning. With armor pen in there, you can just interchange your JC gems if you're JC engineering like myself. For chest piece, I've got armor pen hit, just straight gems in those because we're going to need the extra hits. Because as you can kind of see, I am still 1 to 2 hit rating underneath the cap, but that's fine. And I'll show you why a little bit later. Next, we've got Tosix maximized wrist guards with strength and hit. The reason why I'm going for strength here is because strength is simming a little bit better once you get closer to your crit cap, which I believe for this phase it'll be about 79% because we don't have any proc based items other than our idol, but I'll go over idol in just a moment. The BiS weapon is going to be the Lich King's Oathbinder. I have my tier in here as well as a 20 hit gem and one of my armor pen JC only gems. Next item is going to be the Gloves of Secrecy with hit and armor pen, going for the socket bonus there. The waist is going to be the Cinch, as you can see, going with a 3 armor pen rating gems in there. And then we've got, again, the tier 10 legs, which is armor pen and hit and expertise, going for the socket bonus there. Frostbitten Fur Boots is going to be the boots with expertise and hit on both of the slots there. Also going for the socket bonus. And then the next couple of items, one will be harder to get than the other, because one of the rings just happens to be the Rep Ring. Ashen Band of Endless Vengeance. It is a really good ring. It has a good proc. A decent amount of proc rates once every 2 minutes. That is the internal cooldown on it is 2 minutes. going with a hit gem in there, but then that provides us with a lot of hit to utilize. Then lastly, we're going to go with the Band of Bone Colossus. This one will be a little bit harder to get because a lot of Agi classes want this one. It is a really good ring. It provides attack power, haste, and hit, as well as a yellow socket. Then I'm going to throw a hit in there. Okay, and then onwards to trinkets. So the reason why, if you watched my other Phase 3 BiS list of why I'm not going for Death's Verdict, Death's Choice, is because of these two trinkets here. Whispering Fang Skull is from 10-man Heroic. Really easy to get your hands on, and it does sim better than Death's Verdict, Death's Choice. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's about 50 DPS increase. So that's why I just don't really feel like going for Death's Verdict, Death's Choice. It's such a big item. Alright, and then next item I've got is Deathspringer's Will. This has Armor Pen on it, and it's got a proc that gives you a chance of giving you crit, attack power. There's a haste one. There's just so many different versions of this one that it kind of requires its own, a video of its own. But that's something I don't really do. So, I mean, this is a really good trinket. Second to Warriors getting this trinket, you should be trying to pick this up right after the Fury Warrior gets theirs, because they do get a little bit more from this trinket than us Feral Druids do. But if you want to try and push for something, this would be definitely something I would push for. Say, hey, I really want this item. It's a big DPS increase, because then it allows you to gem just straight Armor Pen and get closer to the cap of that 1399 1400. You do need other items as well to make it work, but overall, it's a pretty good trinket. Last, we will do the Idol of the Crying Moon. This one is a emblem idol. It provides 44 agi for 15 seconds and stacks up to 5 times every time you use Rake or Lacerate. Rake will be on pretty much everything, so every time you apply it, you get 44 agi, and you kind of want to stack this up as fast as possible. I haven't seen the best way to stack this up yet, but that's still to be determined. It'll change our rotation a little bit just because of that, and with the 4-set bonus on here, giving our Rake a ability to critical strike. Then we've also got the 10 reduction to our Rip, which is pretty big. It turns our Rip to an even lower cost so that we can throw more bites in, throw more rakes in if we wanted to, just more shreds, just everything. We can throw more of everything in there. Alright, and then next I'll show you how it sims. So currently the way I sim is the best way for my raid. Throw in a Shattering Throw because we currently run a warrior and it's part of their best ideal setup to run the glyph for Shattering Throw. So let's go ahead and run the sim. As you can see, it's slightly below the 17k, mostly because like some people opt in to run the bleed because it's going to be the first GCD anyways, but to get the proper sim results, you don't want to run the bleed. And this is everything inputted in from my 80 upgrades list. And we are really close to that 17k. But as Alliance, with you dropping some of those hit gems, you can definitely hit over that 17k. And so yeah, like everything in here is just what I think is going to be Phase 4 BiS. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment, like this video, and feel free to follow me for some more feral simming stuff. Thanks.